काफी अच्छा यहाँ पे एम्फसाइज कर दिया है, तो मैं जरूर हाईलाइट करना चाहूंगी। बट बिफोर दैट डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे जितने भी सारे लोग बने हैं, तो जैसे कि आप सभी को पता है कि क्लोजिंग इज गोइंग ऑन, तो ऑब्वियसली आज क्लोजिंग में बहुत सारे लोग लगे हैं और भी लगेंगे, बिकॉज हमारा जो अभी ये जो मंथ है ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट मंथ है, एवरीवन नोज अबाउट दिस। सो इस मंथ का यहाँ पे एम्फसाइज कर दिया है, तो मैं बिफोर दैट डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे ओके। सो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मैं ज्योति जायसवाल आप सभी का यहाँ पे वेलकम करना चाहूंगी आज के इस सेशन में। और आज का सेशन जो है थोड़ा स्पेशल इसीलिए क्योंकि हमारे बीच में हमारे जो साउथ के ट्रेनिंग हेड है ना, तो वो प्रवीण जी यहाँ पे है। और जैसे कि अभी सुरेश सर ने यहाँ पे बताया, तो उसको थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे मैं क्लैरिफाई करना चाहूंगी, बिकॉज आप सभी को मोस्ट ऑफ दी टीम को पता है कि वो अंग्रेजी में ज्यादा एक्सपर्ट है, ठीक है। हिंदी थोड़ी उनकी अभी इतनी नहीं फ्लेक्सिबल हुई है, और हो जाएगी बारी बारी, अगर वो आप लोगों से मिलते रहेंगे, मीटिंग करते रहेंगे, आई होप वेरी सून। बट उनकी इंग्लिश इतनी इजी है, इतनी बेसिक है ना, कि आप बड़ी आसानी से उसको समझ सकते हो। और जो प्रेजेंटेशन आज वो शेयर करेंगे दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, हमारे फ्यूचर ग्रोथ के लिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होगा। और वो स्लाइड ऑब्वियसली आप सभी को इंग्लिश अंडरस्टैंड तो हम ही कर ही सकते हैं, है ना, वंस वी रीड, ठीक है। और एक्सप्रेशन से मुझे लगता है 80-90% हम लोग समझ जाएंगे। और वो ऐसा नहीं कि एक ही बार आपको सुन के आपको उसको साइड कर देना, इट विल बी लाइक आपके लिए काफी ये रहेगा, फ्यूचर के लिए काफी आप लोगों के लिए बेनिफिशियल रहेगा। इसलिए मैं आप लोगों से एक ही मेरा रिक्वेस्ट रहेगा कि बिल्कुल भी पैनिक ना हो जाए कि अरे ये तो मेरे समझ के बाहर है, नथिंग लाइक इट। बिकॉज मुझे पता है कि मैक्सिमम लोग आज के तारीख में इंग्लिश को बड़ी आसानी से समझते हैं, ठीक है। और ये एक ट्रायल है, ठीक है। और ये ट्रायल में अगर समझो कि सारा सही गया, तो डेफिनेटली बार बार हम उनको बुलाएंगे और वो भी आएंगे और अपना इनपुट हम सभी से शेयर करेंगे। सो फिर से एक बार आप सभी का वेलकम है आज के इस फ्यूचरिस्टिक फ्राइडे में। और ये जो फ्यूचर हमारा है जिसको हमें और ज्यादा ब्राइट बनाना है, इसीलिए हर फ्राइडे हम लोग मिलते हैं और कुछ नया सीखते हैं और अलग अलग लीडरशिप से हम सीखते हैं। और ज्यादा दूर नहीं थे हम लोग, लास्ट फ्राइडे ही हम लोग मिले थे। और ऑफ कोर्स हमारे एमडी मिस्टर गौतम बाली सर का सेशन रहा, तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि बस कितने समय बीत गए, है ना, काफी समय बाद हम लोग मिल रहे हैं। तो एक एक हफ्ता हमारे लिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि हम गैदर करें इंफॉर्मेशन, हम गैदर करें नॉलेज, सो दैट हम अपने ग्रोथ को हम आगे बढ़ा सके। तो अभी तो हम काफी नजदीक है हमारे क्लोजिंग से, तो मुझे लगता है कि कहीं भी कोई भी कमी अगर रह गई तो आप लोग जरूर उसको अपडेट कर लो। और इस सेशन को ध्यान से सुनिए, क्योंकि अगला हमारा जो मैक्स टू मैक्स 60 टू आई थिंक 90 जो मिनट है वो हमारे लिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है। सो आप सभी के क्लैपिंग के साथ, आप सभी के सहमति के साथ मैं वेलकम करना चाहूंगी ऑन एंड ओनली जो एक्सपर्ट है लीडरशिप के ट्रेनिंग में, मिस्टर प्रवीण जी। यस प्रणव जी, ओवर टू यू एंड द प्लेटफॉर्म इज योर्स। एंड एज you know about our audience, so it is up to you how you take the session. So over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am,
so
and
much.
very good morning, my dear friends. If my voice is audible, just type C in the comment box. Just type the letter C for clear. Thank you. Thank you, Ramesh, Mayuryam. Thank you, Harish. Thank you, Sujata, ma'am. Thank you, all of you. And I heard Suresh sir asking me to do a training in Hindi. सर मैं हिंदी सीखने के बाद हिंदी पे ट्रेनिंग करूंगी। मेरे को 6 महीने टाइम दे दो, उसके बाद मैं ट्रेनिंग हिंदी पे ट्रेनिंग
आपका हिंदी बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा
Excellent, excellent.
और बस
We are so happy to hear this.
ट्रेनिंग हिंदी पे ट्रेनिंग अभी मेरे को मुश्किल है, थोड़ा टाइम दीजिए, उसके बाद 6 महीने के बाद मैं हिंदी पे ट्रेनिंग करूंगी।
चलेगा। थैंक यू सर।
Excellent.
Thank you. So I'm started learning Hindi, and I can understand, but I'll not be able to do the training right now. Yes, definitely we'll do it later. So once again, very good morning, my dear friends, and this is Pranav Praveen with you. Just a brief introduction about me. I'm with Vestige for last 12 years. And I have been handling trainings all across South, and then I started handling West, and now I'm handling training with my entire team. We are executing the trainings, planning and executing trainings for Pan India. And it's been a wonderful journey with Vestige for last 12 years, and I've seen a lot of people changing their lives, and that is what the one thing which I like the most in Vestige, because Vestige is a platform where we all of us can help people to transform their lives. And I'm an author of 3 books. I'm an international certified business coach, and with Vestige, I have done more than 2,000 plus trainings, including offline and online trainings. So that's a simple brief about me. So today's session is going to be about leadership communication. Before we get into the training, I have 2 requests. One is please have a notepad and pen handy so that you can take as much as notes. And the second request is I would request your participation through the chat box. So whenever I ask a question and whenever I request you to respond, please use the chat box so that I know that the message is very clearly communicated to you. So I request all of you to use the chat box to communicate with me, and I'll definitely read all the messages that you are posting in the chat box. So here I'm sharing my slide deck. So if the slide is visible, just type yes in the comment box. You don't have to type yes, you can just type yes. And just let's use short form so that it's easy for us to type. Yes, you can type yes, you can type Y. Thank you, Akbar. Thank you, Suresh sir. Thank you, Dipankar. Thank you so much. So today the topic is about leadership communication. If we notice one thing, what makes a leader stand apart is the way of communication. And if you see all the successful leaders, they have a unique way, or they have a formula in which they communicate. And that formula of communication is what has made them successful. There might be slight changes in the way they communicate, but bottom line, if you see, they have a method or a formula or a technique in which they follow, or a pattern which they follow in communication. And being into a business where we lead a lot of people to become leaders, we don't just lead people, we lead people to become leaders. We lead people to become successful. And in this business, if you have to become an effective leader and a successful leader, you need to master the art of communication. Unless and until as a leader, if we are not mastering the art of leadership communication, then the message does not go right down to your depth or to your team. When you're not able to drive the communication to your team, then the message gets diverted, the message gets diluted, or the proper message is not getting into the team. If it does not get into the team will not perform. And always remember, the team always looks up to the leader for the information, for the communication. The leader is the person, leader is the navigator. Leader is like the compass, magnetic compass. Leader shows the way. Leader is the person who guides the team. Leader is the person who shows his team members what to be done and how to be done. And any leader, to become a successful leader, you need to inspire people. And the inspiration has to go through a proper channel of communication. So once we master the art of communication, we become an effective leader. So for leaders, it's very, very important to master the art of communication. So what does a communication, whenever we communicate, what are the things that has been transformed? One is the information. We share information. We share a lot of information day in and day out. We share information through WhatsApp. We share information through videos, voice notes, or we send messages. We send videos. We send even through meetings and trainings, whether offline or online. We keep on, as leaders, we keep on communicating. Whether you have a small team or a big team, that does not matter. But you are constantly communicating with your team. And if you don't communicate, your team becomes inactive. communication plays a major role in getting your team moving. And if the communication is not proper, or if the communication is not clear, and if the information does not go in the right way, if the information does not go in a complete way, or let me say, if the information is unclear or information half, then the team does not move. And for a leader to drive the team, sharing the information is very, very important. And when you share the information has to motivate the team. It's not just telling the content, or it's not just telling what it is, but we need to communicate the information in such a way that it motivates people. We all remember when we were in schools and colleges, there were teachers or professors who deliver the lecture in such a way that people understand and they take action. So we feel like, okay, after listening to some lectures, we feel, okay, let's do something. Let's learn about this. Let's keep doing something. But there are some lectures or meetings where we feel, or some people, when they communicate, we don't feel like listening, or we don't feel motivated. So when there is no motivation, there is no action. So motivation means motive to action. The listener or the learner or your downline, after listening to information, he should have the motive to take an action. So your message has to, the message that you convey should carry information. It has to motivate people to move one step above, or to take one more step. And there should be a connection in what they do and in what they want to become. So your information has to be connected with their future goals. Your information or the communication that you share with your downlines or with your team, it has to have a connection between what they have to do and why they have to do, which is ultimately their goals or ambition. So whenever we communicate, these are the three things which we need to focus. There should be an information. The information has to motivate, and there should be a connection between what we speak and what they have to do and their ambition. If these 3 points are clear, just type IMC. IMC means information, motivation, and connection. IMC, information, motivation, and connection. Thank you, Jinesh. Thank you, Vasudev. Thank you, Surendra sir. Thank you, Ashwan. Thank you all of you. Thank you for your participation. So how do we create this impact? When I say impact, it's information, motivation, and connection. How do we create this? As a leader, it is very, very important for us to create a communication which has an impact, which carries information, motivation, and connection. And as leaders, we have been communicating with the team. Whether you have 5 members in your team, whether you have 50,000 people in your team, you have been communicating with the team. Right from the time you're showing a plan to your, or rather than saying plan, I would say right from the time you invited, or from the time you shared about Vestige or Vestige business opportunity to your prospect or your guest or your downlines, you have been communicating almost every day or frequently with your team. And when you communicate, there are certain things that we need to observe, or we need to follow. And every time when we communicate, we are looking for our downlines to take an action. We always want to motivate our team. So we always try to motivate, and at the same time, we need to also check, is the information relevant, and are we making a connection? So your message should carry information, motivation, and connection. And when you communicate, there are few things which you need to deliberately, respectively, which you need to follow. Let me ask you, when do you talk to your downline? You can type it in the chat box. When do you talk to your downline? When do you talk to your downline? Thank you, Mr. Tiwari. Thank you so much for your message. When do you talk to your downline? Whenever you want to share some information, you talk to them. All right. I would say, rather than sharing an information, we always, whenever we are happy, we call our upline. Whenever we achieve new levels, whenever our PV is increasing, whenever a new prospect joins, whenever you feel there is a growth in your business, you immediately try to talk to your upline, because we always love to share our growth and success to our upline. And when do we talk to our downlines? When the PV is not increasing, when the repurchase is not happening, when business is not moving, when home meetings are not happening, or when people don't come for the meeting. So these are the times when things don't go right, we talk to a downline. Am I right? When things go right, when things go good, you talk to your upline. When things don't go right, and when things are going bad and horrible, the first person whom you call is your downline. If this is right, just if this is what we are doing, or if this is what generally we are following, just type yes in the chat box. I would like to have your response. When things are good, we talk to upline. When things are not good, we do maybe. When things are not good, we avoid upline's calls. When upline calls, we'll see the mobile. Oh, upline is calling. What do I answer him? Okay, put it in the silent mode and keep the mobile aside. And we don't respond to the calls when things are. We'll respond to upline's calls when things are not right. And when things are right, we even if upline does not call you, we ourselves will call. And when things are not right, the first person whom we call is our downline, because we want to push and we want to take the downline out of the comfort zone. We want to make him work, take some action and bring results. So this is what we generally do. But what we have to actually do is the straight opposite. Always remember, when you are up, call your downline. When your mindset is up, when is your mindset up? Your mindset is up when you see the result. When you get a joining, when there is a growth, when there is a positive impact in your business, you have to call your downline. But generally, we call our upline. When the mindset is up, we call our upline. And when the mindset is down, we call our downline. That is what we generally do. But it has to be in a reverse way. When your mindset is down, call your upline. When your mindset is up, call your downline. When your mindset is up, call your downline. When your mindset is down, call your upline. So when there is when you get a new joining, when the business is increasing, when things are going the right way, when you feel more happy, when you are confident, when you are elated, when you are happy, talk to your downline. Because when you are, whatever is your mentality, that is what will transform to your downline. Your mindset, your energy, your motivation, your attitude is what gets duplicated to your downline. So when you are down, mentally when you are down, when your things are not going good, when you are worrying, when you talk to your downline, the same worry, same demotivation is what you're spreading to your downline. Then how can you expect your downline to work? He himself will get demotivated. So when your mindset is up, you need to call your downline, because that is what gets duplicated. Because that is when you are positive, when you are in the right frame of mind, when you are motivated, that is when you will be able to motivate your downline. When you are down, you have to call your upline, because when you are down, we are humans, we tend to talk a lot of negative. When we speak a lot of negative, when your mindset is wrong, you don't feel like working. You crib, you feel worried, you get annoyed, you are not able to focus on your work, you are not able to be self-motivated. That is when you need to talk to your upline, because when you share all these negative things, your upline has a very good quality, which is whatever negative you share to your upline, he or she listens to everything, and he or she filters everything. When you share your negativity and all that, he will take everything from out of you, and then he or she will give you the right suggestions or ideas or implementation plan to come out of that difficult situation. He motivates you. He or she, your upline, motivates you. But imagine when you are down, you talk to your downline and he gets motivated. Who's going to motivate you? and you in turn demotivate your downline. So your result will not appear. You'll only have negative results. But when you are negative and you talk to your upline will make you understand what exactly is the problem that you're facing and how to overcome that. And that will, those ideas and suggestions will motivate you and help you to take action. So the first rule in leadership communication is when your mindset is not right, don't talk to your downline. When your mindset is not right, talk to your upline. When your mindset is right, talk to your downline. So very simple. Your mindset is down, you will talk to upline. Your mindset is up, you will talk to your downline. So this is called up-down approach. So if you have understood up-down approach, just type up-down in the or UD in the chat box. Thank you. Wonderful, Mr. Kapil. Wonderful, Mr. Sharma, Subramaniam, Devendra, Basudev, Parveen. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So next one is set expectation. Let's understand one thing. There are different kinds of people from different kind of work, job, housewives, business people. There are different kinds of people who come into a business. And all the people who come into a business, we can segregate them. Some people are here in your team just to buy products. And there are some people who are here to do a business, right? And you need to understand whether that person has come to be a consumer or a customer or a distributor or a businessman. You cannot expect a consumer or a product user to do a business. If he or she says, no, I'm not interested in business, you can't force them. You can't force them. Unless and until their mindset change after attending 2-3, you can invite them for meetings, but you can't force them. The moment you start forcing, they will not feel comfortable. And that is when they stop picking up your calls. So we need to, as a leader, we need to understand what is the purpose of that particular person joining into business. Has he come to become a product user, or has he come to become a distributor or a businessman? If he is really interested in the business, that is where you need to set certain other expectations. You can't expect a consumer to do the business. And when somebody is there for a business, you need to give him a much more support. So we need to set expectations. We need to identify why people have come. Because let's understand, people always prefer to be themselves. They don't want somebody to be forced. They want somebody to motivate, but they don't want other people to force them. So even when for people who are here who have joined to do a business, you have housewives, you have business people, you have salaried employees, and we also have people who are doing Vestige full time. See, a person who's doing a Vestige as a full time, you can conduct a meeting with that particular person anytime. You can go with field work with him anytime in a day or night, Saturday, Sunday, anytime he will be comfortable. But think about a person who's already working in a salary job and he wants to make a better living through Vestige, who wants to earn more money, wants to, maybe today he might be doing Vestige or he's working and doing Vestige. But that does not mean that he's doing it part-time. That particular person has taken Vestige seriously. Maybe in later stage, when his income in Vestige overtakes his salary job, he might come as a full-timer. Till the time that person, he or she will be comfortable in doing his job and business together, Vestige together. In that case, we need to find out what time are they able to work. Are they comfortable in Saturday, Sunday? Or are they comfortable in working the early mornings or late evening? So we need to identify their preference, their expectations, and we will have to give our time based on that. So let's imagine you have a downline who is working in a corporate, and morning from 9 to 6 he's 9 to 6 or 9 to 7 he's in his job. And in between, if you call him, he might be in his office, he might not be able to pick up the call, or he might be in an office meeting. And you keep on calling him 10 times, 15 times, he gets annoyed, he gets irritated. and he will feel like, oh, I'm not able to handle this, so I'll only focus on my job. So maybe it could be that you wanted to communicate something very importantly. So always try to avoid making calls to people who are employed in the daytime. So how can we approach this? We need to discuss with that particular person what would be the comfortable time for us to communicate with them. Is it in the morning? Is it in the evening? Or is it in the afternoon? Or is it in the late evening? So we need to identify, and we'll need to tell them upfront that this is the time I'll be calling you. And always keep that timing with them, maintain that timing with them, so that they will feel very much comfortable to balance their job and the business. Same thing with women who are doing business. Let's say a housewife doing a business, they might not be comfortable in discussing when their entire family is at home, they're cooking for their family in the evening. They might not be comfortable in talking to you or talking about business for a long time in the evening hour. So you need to find out with your downlines what would be their comfortable time for an online meeting or a telephone call. Yes, there are situations where you might have to, on an emergency basis, you might have to call them. So you call them once or twice. If they're not picking, just send them a message saying that I want to talk to you, an important thing I would like to share with you. And then they'll find time and they'll call you back. So this kind of approach, setting this expectation, telling your downline these are the time which these are the comfortable time for both of us. So let's have a meeting at this time. Let's have home meeting during this time. Let's have an online meeting or a telephone call at this time. So this expectation, if you set, we will be able to avoid a lot of problems and a lot of dissatisfaction. We will be able to avoid. What happens when your downline does not pick a call, or when your upline does not pick a call, or when your downline does not pick a call, one or two times you call, you are worried because they might be in a meeting or they might be held up somewhere. So that creates an unwanted worry. So to avoid that, the only way is to set clear expectations. Whether you're talking to your upline or a downline, always have a standard time to talk to them. In between, for business needs, you might talk in between, but there should be a standard time, which like a timetable or like a schedule, so that let's take an example of people who are working in abroad. So since I'm taking this example because before Vestige I was working abroad in Dubai. So every day there was a time, a fixed time where I'll call my home. If it is 8 o'clock, it will be 8 o'clock every day. So my family knows that I'll call them at 8 o'clock. So they'll be ready for the call. They will keep all their work aside. They'll be expecting my call. And I also know this is the time I have to call. So always there is a proper communication. So they don't miss my call, even I don't miss them to call them. So same way, we need to set an expectation with our downlines, because there are housewives, there are people who are working and doing Vestige. There are people who are doing Vestige as a full-time as business. So we need to set clear expectations, which is where the time is comfortable for both upline and downline, so that we'll be able to avoid a lot of dissatisfaction, and we will not over-expect. We will not over-expect. So if this is clear, just type SE in the comment box, which is set expectation. So first one is up-down approach. Second one is setting proper expectation in terms of communication. Sorry, in between the training, I keep on drinking water, so please don't mind. So third one is weekly core connect. Weekly core connect. Let's understand, in direct selling business, we join, we set a team. Okay, in Vestige, we say you need to have, when you start, you need to look for creating 6 working lines. So what we do, we sponsor 6 lines, and if 3 works and if 3 does not work, we'll have to sponsor another 3. And each line, you should have people who are interested in business, because in each line you will sponsor a lot of people, and your downline might also sponsor. And some people just sponsor for a few days or 5-6 people, and then they might stop. Some people, they continue sponsoring and they take business as seriously. Or some people, they sponsor 4-5 people and they slow down, and the new 4-5 people in his team, they could be the people who will take Vestige business seriously. So we don't know who's going to take Vestige business seriously, but we keep on sponsoring. We need to find out people. And in 6 teams, you need to find out your core people. Core people are the people who are basically have to do 3 things. First one, they have to be a regular user of the product. Second one, they should attend all the meetings, whether it is online, offline, they should come for all the meetings. Third one, they invite people for meetings and they keep sponsoring. These are the 3 things which a person has to do. And these 3 things has to be duplicated. Whatever message you communicate, whether it is a system, whether it is a product knowledge, whether it is a meeting training, whether it is anything that as a team, here in Vestige, as a team, when we do a business, whatever information whatever information or whatever action that you take, who's going to duplicate it? Your core team is going to duplicate it. Who's the core team? In each team, you will find 2 or 3 people who has taken this Vestige business seriously. I'm talking about first initial 3 months, and later the numbers will increase. So initially, you need to set up a team from each working line. You need to have 6 working lines. In each line, you should have at least 3 to 6 people who are interested in the business. And this is your core team. They are your core team. And they are the people who are going to duplicate the system. They are your core team. They are your main leaders. They are your next level leaders. They are the people who are going to build your business. And with this team, you need to have a proper weekly meeting with them. You can't just call them and say, do the business, increase the PV, increase the joinings. No, that does not work. You need to have a proper weekly meeting exclusively to discuss what actions should we take in the next week. Every month beginning, you will sit with this team. You will plan for the month. You will set goals with them. You will have your goals. You will have set goals for this active people, your core team, and their monthly target has to be divided into 4 weeks, and every week has to be converted into daily activity. Every weekly goals has to be converted into daily activity. Now, there is a question: what if my team is out of the country? That is why you have Zoom. I'm in Chennai and you are in Mumbai. So we use technology. Let's use the technology. So weekly core connect. If your team is in long distance, have a virtual meetings. Discuss. Every week you need to connect with your core team. There should be a core team meet every week to discuss what are the challenges they are facing in the market. How can we overcome the challenges? What has to be planned? What events has to be planned? How can we build momentum in the team? How can we increase the participation and activation of the new people? So this discussion has to happen with the core team. And it is our responsibility. So it is our responsibility as a leader to connect with the core team. They might not come. We will have to organize them. We will have to bring them together. They might be busy. They might be busy in the field. They might be busy at home. They might have hundreds of things. But we should ensure that every week there is a meeting, a core connect happening, which is a part of your team system. And that is where you discuss with your downline as an upline, what will I, or as an upline, what are you expecting from me? And as a downline, what are the things that you have to do, so that this discussion will help you to plan in a proper way, so that you will be able to give time to all the teams. So that you will be able to focus on all the 6 lines. And when you are able to travel with all the 6 lines, your business starts growing. Today, if you see, some of you are working on 1 or 2 lines. Why the other 4 lines are not active? Because there is no weekly connect. So every week, you don't have to connect with all the people in your team. There are more customers. You don't have to connect with them. But with business people who are very serious with the business, you need to identify them. They will not come. You need to identify them, and you need to bring them into your weekly core connect. And this weekly discussion is where you discuss what happened last week, what are we doing in the next week. Every month beginning, you will set a goal. You will set a goal for you. You will set a goal for the team. You will set the goal for every individual in the core team, and do a proper planning how to achieve that goal. And you need to review this every week. When weekly discussion will help you to improvise or improve the activities in the team. So as a leader, we have to connect with our team on a core team on a weekly basis. If this is clear, just type CC, Core Connect. Instead, the OBS and 7-step system has to be followed. So when you connect with your team weekly and when you drive the system, they are the people who are going to duplicate. So if you don't drive them, they are not going to duplicate. Thank you. And next one is weekly mass connect. Weekly mass connect is connecting with the majority of your team members. It's not just core team. You need to connect with the masses, majority of your team members. And that is where your team CNT, company CNT, online meetings, this kind of virtual meeting, that is where it helps. It can be a product training, it can be a motivational session, it can be a team meeting, it can be online, offline. Because always remember, whether your downlines, whether they are doing business or whether they are consumers, they always want to listen from their leader. They always want to listen from their leader. And they should know that there is a leader on the top who's always interested in my growth. They should always feel that there is somebody up there as an upline, as a leader, to take us to newer heights, to take us, to help us to become successful. And for that, you need to always connect with them on a weekly basis. It can be virtual, it can be online meeting or offline meeting. You imagine you are a leader and you have a big team, and if you're not communicating with your team, what happens? After some time, your downlines, deep down, they'll think, oh my, there is a leader who's he? I don't know. He's not supporting, he's not worried about, or he's not even interested in our growth. And that after that, whatever you motivate, then the things will not go well. So always your team should feel your presence. They will always prefer to listen from you. And all the key messages, whether it is new offers, whether it is a new announcement, whether it is a boot camp, or whether it is a seminar, or whether it is a training, whether it is new offers, whether it is new achievement, all these things has to come from you. They might get all these messages through information through WhatsApp or voice note or Facebook or YouTube. But over and above all that, the communication has to go from you. And that is the biggest part of a leader. And if you don't do that, see, today, the problem that normally we all face is, there are many effective leaders, many capable people. We can take any whether it is direct selling or any field. There are many capable people, but we don't know them because they don't come out and speak. They don't share the information. They don't connect with us. And if you want to build a big team, a big organization, it is very, very important for you to establish your presence. You need to communicate weekly with your masses. And that is why we have CNT. That is why, team CNT, company CNT, or your online meetings and trainings like this. And you can also have small meetings with your team members. One I told you, the earlier one which I told you was for the core team, but generally an open meeting for all the people, whether new, old. If your leaders, the big leaders are doing it, then you can connect your people with them. Otherwise, you can have your own, as per the system. You should never go out of the system. You need to stay within the system, take up updates from your guidance, from your mentors and leaders, and start communicating to you, the masses in your team. And every communication, weekly communication has to go, weekly achievement, weekly growth, weekly meetings, trainings, weekly product information or business information has to go from. That is where you create an influence. That is where your downlines feel that, yes, there is a leader for us. So that is when they'll feel, yes, there is a leader for me. There is somebody who's taking care of me. There is somebody who's interested in my growth. That is when they'll get connected with you. And this business is all about relationship. And if your downline, whether you sponsor them or whether your downline sponsor them, if your downlines, front lines are in the depth, if they don't feel that connect with you, then they will not be motivated by us, whatever you say. So a regular weekly connect with the masses. When I say masses, the entire team is very, very important. And I understand all the people might not come for the meetings, but we need to reach out to the majority. So if you're clear with this weekly mass connect, just type MC, which is mass connect. Mass connect means addressing or reaching out and sharing information with many people. You cannot call them individually, but through meetings and trainings, you will be able to connect with them. Or even it can be in a video message which you post in your WhatsApp group. Let's say there is a new offer coming in. You can share the information about the offer to your team in WhatsApp group. Maybe you can make a video and send it, or you can send a voice note. You can conduct meetings, trainings, team trainings. And in team meetings and trainings, if possible, you can call your upline or your mentor for the meetings. So next one is review and planning. See, review and planning is what sets the momentum in the business. See, unless and until you plan your growth is not going to happen. We can't just sponsor people and just think, okay, they will work. No. Whatever level they may be, at least in the initial stage, bronze, silver, gold, star, we need to have a proper planning with our team. Because when you set a goal, when we plan for the month, and you plan the goals, you plan the activities, and every week, if you start reviewing it, then it becomes easy for them to work. They feel accountable, because I know if my boss or my upline is going to check what I'm doing, or my upline is going to discuss about my activities and growth. When they feel that, they will take that responsibility. Otherwise, we all are humans. If there is nobody to check, we keep it for tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. We keep it for next week, we keep it for next month, and next week, next month, nothing is going to happen. So every week, there should be a review meeting with your core team or with people who are interested in the business. And that is what keeps the momentum, because in the review and planning meet, we discuss a lot of challenges, we discuss new methods, we find out new strategies or new plans to achieve our goals. We'll be able to see what is the impact of our earlier activities and what has to be done different. What has to be done different. So monthly, you need to sit with your team, set goals, especially with there are different types in that which you can do. One is you can do a goal setting and review and planning meet. A goal setting, you will do it for your core team. And every week you do review planning. And let's say you have a bronze director and he has 6 working lines. Maybe for that bronze director and that 6 working lines, downlines, you collectively with them, you can, with all the 6-7 people, you can sit and set the goals and make the director or silver to review weekly. You can monitor that once in a month. But regular review and planning is very, very important for you and your downline to grow. Unless and until you don't focus on the goals, unless and until you don't check on the activities and the growth of the business, momentum will not come up. There are many times we make people sit in the meeting. After the meeting, after the training, they are super motivated, and you expect them to bring business this month. And by the end of the month, if you see, they have worked, but there is no drastic improvement in the business. Why? Because after 2-3 days, that 3 days or 1 week, the momentum is gone. But they have gone back to their old habits. So when you have a review and planning, it will be easy for you to plug them into the system. so that they know you are checking when you keep on asking, and when you give your ideas and suggestions, and when you support them, automatically they will adapt to the system. When they adapt to the system, the momentum will increase. So regular review and planning is very, very important to set the momentum and build the business. So if this is clear, just type RP in the chat box, which is review and planning. Thank you, Lalit. Thank you, Yogita. Thank you, Parveen. Thank you, Devraj. Thank you so much. And next one is training and events. See, we have regular trainings and events where the trainings, whether it is done by the company employees or whether it is done by the your top leaders or your immediate leaders, there has been a lot of meetings and trainings which is happening. Let me ask you a question. In these trainings, how many people are we contributing? How many people from our team are attending the meetings and events? When I say events, Champions Day is an event. Champions Day is an event. Success Seminar is an event. BMCM or Westie Success Summit is an event. And your leaders, they also from leaders, they have to they follow a system, and they are also keep on conducting a lot of events to motivate you. There are a lot of trainings which happens to educate you. But how many people are we contributing into the training? It's not about 6 people or 160 people or 600 people. The main focus is to not just about the numbers. Numbers are, yes, very, very important. At the same time, you should have people from all the 6 lines. Any meeting or event or training that happens, you should have attendance from all the 6 lines. From the 6 line, maybe at least one person has to be there. If you don't have, this is for bronze, silver, gold, and star, which I'm talking about. Once you're a diamond and a crown, then you need to focus on universal crown director. So you need to have people from all the 8 lines. And as you grow, it keeps on increasing. So any events and trainings, you should have people from all your active lines. If you don't have people from your active line, that means that is not an active line. That is a dying line. And if they don't come for meeting, and if they'll skip 1 meeting, then 2 meeting, 3 meeting, and immediately suddenly they'll come again, they'll skip, and finally that team will vanish. If you want your business to grow, if you want your downlines to be very active, and if you want to build a momentum, we need to ensure that we have attendance from all the active lines for all the events and trainings. Even if it is an online training, you should ensure that you have people from all the active lines. And you're sponsoring a new line. You need to bring people. Only when people attend meetings and trainings, that is when they become active. And people listen to our plan presentation and they join. They join Vesty, they have an idea, they started using the product, but always remember, people become active business people only through the trainings and events. Only when they participate in the trainings event, that is where they take a decision to take this business seriously. So from all your active lines, or whichever line you're planning to make active, you need to ensure that you keep on bringing people to the meetings and events. Let's say you have a line, there are 10, 15 people, but all are consumers, but they are not seriously doing business. You need to find out people from that 10, 15 whom you can bring to the meeting. Maybe one person, he comes for the meeting and he gets supercharged, and he will be your next leader in the team. And when you make people attend the meetings and events, ensure that you accompany your downline. And I understand for long distance, it's not possible. If you're they're in long distance, you can send them. And if it is an online, you should be a part of it. And all the physical events, you need to be a part of your meetings. If you don't come, they are not going to come. You might have hundreds of work. You might have hundreds of work, but that does not matter. However you are busy, you should ensure that you are there in the event. And after you have to reach before the meeting, you have to be there during the meeting, and you have to, after the meeting, you should have a meeting after the meeting with your team. You should have a meeting after the meeting with the team. Meeting after the meeting should not be for 1 hour. Meeting after the meeting has to be for 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. And that 10 minutes, you need to address only a few things. One, to understand how much they liked about the training or the event. And second one is, what action are they going to take? And third one, what support do they require from you? These are the 3 things which you'll discuss. What they liked in the meeting, what action are they going to take, and what support do they require from you as an applied to work. And most of the time, what happens is, some of us, we bring people for the meeting, we attend the meeting, and after the meeting, we say hi, bye, and we move. No, you need to discuss immediately. It is called call to action. Immediately after the meeting, assemble your team, discuss these 3 things, so that from the moment before they leave the meeting hall, they are very clear on what action they have made a decision to take an action. Once they take a decision to take an action, it is easy for us to drive. If they don't take a decision immediately, then they are not going to take a decision. They will not act. So have people from all your active lines, or whichever line you feel you need to make active, bring people from, ensure that those people attend the trainings and events, accompany your downline, and have a meeting after the meeting, so that they are ready with the action. They've taken a decision to act immediately. If this is clear, just type TE, training and events, in your comment box, TE. And if you have any questions, you may ask. You can park your questions. By end of the session, we'll have 5 minutes to discuss. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Ramchand. Thank you, Mr. Suresh, Jignesh. Thank you, Shraddha, Suhas. Thank you. And next one is be approachable. See, you should always be available for your downlines. Your downline should have an easy access to reach you, whether it is your friend line or whether he is in the depth. Your downline should always have easy access to you. Because you know what? Our team always believes that my upline is a superhero. And my upline or my upline leader can solve any problem. Any problem I have, whatever problem I have in business, there is only one person who can solve it. It is my upline. That is the belief your downline has. And that is the reason whenever they have a challenge, or whenever they achieve something, whenever it's good or bad, whatever happens, they always try to reach you. And whenever they try to reach you, it is our primary responsibility to ensure that we address them, attend their calls, or reply to their WhatsApp message. Maybe you are in a meeting, you were not able to pick up the call. That's fine. You need to reply to the call. Your call might come from an unknown number. That's perfectly fine. Even if it is an unknown number, you need to call them back. They might ask even a simple, small doubts. You need to address that. Maybe the query or the problem that they are sharing has to be rectified or done by the company or company staff. But still, you need to address that. You don't have to solve it, but at least you need to give them a guidance. That's it. This is the person whom you need to contact. They will solve it. And if still it does not solve, then connect with me. So it is very, very important for us to connect with our downline. We need to be approachable. At any depth, your downline should be able to reach you easily. That is where you will be able to have a hold on your team. And as I told you, Your team believes that you are the best. And let's be the best. Let's be approachable for them. Let's show how caring and how much interested we are in each individual's life and business. So always be approachable. Never avoid call. And there might be, I understand, sometimes there might be people asking you small doubts, but that's fine. That's a part of the business. Or there might be some time people, you are in a meeting, they keep on calling, you are not able to pick up the call, but they might call you continuously. So that's fine. All these things will happen, and it's all part of the business. If possible, you attend the call immediately, or you, after the meeting, you just call them and say, see, I was in a meeting, that's the reason I will not pick up the call, or I was driving, I was not able to pick up the call, and that's why I called you. And most of the time, no, your downlines, 80% of the time, when your downlines call you, it is either to share something good news, or maybe to share something which is disturbing them. And when they share something disturbing, it's not that they're not expecting, most of the time, they're not expecting a solution from you, but at least they want to be heard. When they share their feelings, when they share their difficulties, or maybe they went to the field and things did not go, their PV is not moving up, they're finding it difficult, but at least when they speak to you, they have a slight relief. And when you give few motivational tips, that is when they might get reactivated. So always be approachable to your team. So this is clear. Just type BA in the chat box. BA means be approachable. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, Lalit. I'm sorry, I'm just calling you by name and not using sir or G. I'm very sorry because I don't know who you are. So just using the names just to acknowledge that I'm reading your message. So thank you. And appreciate willfully. See, people crave for appreciation, right? We always love somebody to appreciate us, whether it is right from the childhood. We want our parents to appreciate. We want our father, mother to appreciate. We want our brother, sister to appreciate. We want our neighbors to appreciate. We want our relatives to appreciate. So it is a human tendency, or it is a human psychology, or a human need to be appreciated. And we always like people who appreciate. We like appreciation, and we also like people who appreciate. And in this business, you are the CEO. You are the CEO of the business. So what is the meaning of CEO? You can just type in this chat box. You are the CEO in this business. So what is the meaning of CEO? Let's make it fast. Let's just type, what is the meaning of CEO? What is the expansion for CEO? What is the expansion for CEO? I would request you to write it completely. What is the expansion for CEO? Okay, explanation is owner, which means chief executive officer, right? So in this business, you are the chief executive officer. You are the owner of your business. You are the chief executive officer for your business. And this CEO has one more responsibility, which is you are not just the chief executive officer of your business. You are the chief encouragement officer of the business. You are the chief encouragement officer. Unless and until you encourage your downlines, nobody is going to encourage them. Unless and until you encourage your team members, whom do you expect to come and encourage? People need encouragement. People need appreciation. People want somebody to motivate them and push them. And when you encourage them, that is when people take more steps. You imagine when we have a small kids at home, newly born, maybe 1 year or 8 months, 1 year, those kind of babies, when they start walking, we encourage them. Even they fall, we encourage them. Correct? We encourage them to walk. And we clap, we encourage, and we appreciate. And the baby starts walking more. He or she tries to walk more. In school, colleges, when we score good marks, when people encourage, whichever teacher encourages, we like to study that subject more and score good marks. Correct. And even in sports, when we are performing, and even every small improvement, if somebody encourages, we try to do it more. So encouragement will enlarge the activity. Encouragement will help the person to move to the next level. So increases activity. So as a CEO, you are the chief. You are not only the chief executive officer of your business, you are the chief encouragement officer of your business. And you should be the first person to appreciate your team members. Whether it is a new fast start 8%, whether it is a new 300 club member, whether it is a new bronze director, whether it is a new silver director, whether it is a new LOB achiever, whether it is a first time 20,000 rupees honor or first time trip achiever, you should find all the ways to keep on encouraging and appreciating your downlines. Because people love appreciation and people love people who appreciate. The more you appreciate, the more they are going to perform. Because when you appreciate, they understand that, yes, somebody is noticing my growth, somebody is recognizing my growth. And we all, once we perform well, and when people start appreciating, next time we don't want to fall down. We always want to do much more better. So every time when you encourage, the encouragement can be through a WhatsApp message, sending posters of new achievers, or it can be a voice note of a particular person for a particular person, or it can be recognizing them in the online or hall meetings, or giving some recognition in terms of talking about them, or giving some gifts, or any kind of recognition and appreciation you need to find. And you need to make it as a habit to appreciate at least 3 people every day. You should find reasons to appreciate. That should be a habit where you will find people, where you find reasons to appreciate people, and make it as a daily practice. And when you do that, when you appreciate even a small growth or small improvement, that particular person who's getting appreciated will not look for going down. He'll always try to outperform his previous performance. So as the chief encouragement officer of your team, you need to appreciate, and appreciation has to be your daily habit. And if you follow these kind of communication, this style of communication all across in your business, your team will stay together with you. They'll work with you. They will be motivated, and they'll be always connected with you. So it's now time for you to decide what is your communication plan. Now you need to design your communication plan, how you're going to communicate. And you should start implementing it from today. And these are the methods, or these are the kind of communication method that successful leaders use. Now you just go back and see what kind of communication your top leaders are doing. They are following all this. And that is why they have become successful leaders. And that is why they are able to create successful leaders in their team. And if you want to build a massive organization, you need to create leaders. And to create leaders, you need to be a leader who creates an impact, who shares information, motivates people, and builds a connection. And for that, you need to plan your communication plan. And if you have any questions, you are free to ask now.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Mr. Pranav Praveenji, it is absolutely amazing, because I personally, note down the points, and I must say, the way you created very easy way, looking at the audience, because you might have thought, I'm going to do this presentation in front of Mumbai people, where those, always speak Hindi and Marathi. So I think, मुझे लगता है कि everyone must have, understood, mostly, because जो नहीं understand कर पाए, they already gone. ठीक है ना, but still we have century plus people over here, and of course each and every meeting में we always say कि at least 4, 5, 10 people comes up, and if they follow and if they achieve, that is our main achievement, ठीक है. So definitely I would like to give a big clap everyone, हमारे सारे leaders एक जोरदार क्लैपिंग जरूर करें, बिकॉज आप सभी को मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि आज प्रणव जी ने जो ट्रेनिंग ली है, मैंने उसको लाइव भी कर दिया है, सो दैट वो स्टॉक रहे हमारे पास, फिर आप उसको बार बार जाके प्रेजेंटेशन की जो स्लाइड्स है उसको आप देखें एंड उसको समझे, बिकॉज आई थिंक वी हैड सो मच ऑफ पॉइंट. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट सीईओ का जो डेफिनेशन है ना, फुल फॉर्म चीफ एनकरेजमेंट ऑफिसर, that is, I think it's good for networker के लिए, it is one of the best definition. And above all, the first title of your presentation, that is communication is art. Absolutely, because in networking, communication is very, very important, and I think that is the backbone of our growth. And above all, that up down approach, that is one of the best, because sometimes most of the times I think we always used to do the mistakes ki whenever we are like up, we always call our downline, yes, everything is going well and great, but whenever we like down, then we call most of the time ऐसा होता है कि we apply इनको, we used to call कि भाई now there is a problem. So here I think we need to have more clarity, because most of the time down the line people used to do these mistakes, because sometimes if they are happy they call their downline, if they are like nervous and they call their upline. So this habit I think people are following since networking जब से हुआ है इजाद तब से. So it's absolutely, but sometimes जो newcomer है they always does little mistakes, and then expectation हमें set करना है, weekly mass connect that has to be there, and review meeting and planning. I think लोगों ने, I have seen people are like used to, they always take screenshot, so they have taken screenshot also, so they will follow and be approachable, and appreciation is very, very important, because that is required network industry में. Without appreciation कुछ नहीं होने वाला, nothing will happen. So this is like मेरे entire team को I would like to say कि appreciation you have to do it. And overall if I say abhi now this is the task for everyone कि our communication, what we have, definitely most of the leaders, definitely they will send their communication plan also, so I will send you across if I get I find something more interesting, ठीक है. So overall I must say it's a complete package of this leadership communication training. So thank you so much, and we have here our leaders also. Definitely I'll just make them here so that they will also have their opinion. तो सबसे important yes, Srivastava sir connected है ना? एक मिनट, I'll just check. Yes sir, आपको मैंने co-host किया हुआ है. Okay, yeah. हाँ जी सर, एक मिनट. हाँ जी, अब आइए स्क्रीन पे. Yes. Okay.
आई अप्रिशिएट सर. प्रवीण जी, आपका मैंने पहले भी ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम एक बार अटेंड किया था, पूरा नोट किया था, और आज भी मतलब ये, और एक्चुअल में जो एक्चुअल ट्रेनिंग चाहिए लीडर को, जो लीडरशिप की, वो आज आपने प्रेजेंटेशन में बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझाया हमें. हालांकि बहुत से लोग के मैसेज आ रहे थे हिंदी, लेकिन मैं बता रहा हूँ कि हिंदी वालों को भी बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ में आ गई, और बाद में यदि हमें जरूरत पड़ेगी तो हमारी मैडम है ज्योति मैडम, वो सेम ट्रेनिंग को, या हमारे हर्षल जी हैं, हम उसको हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. और मैं अपनी टीम में भी, पूरे इंडिया में सब लोग हैं जो इसको बहुत, जो कंटेंट आपने आज दिया ना, रियल बता रहा हूँ, मैं दिल से बता रहा हूँ कि अभी तक हमें ये इतना अच्छा नहीं मिला. तो मैं आपको तहे दिल से सभी टीम की तरफ से धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा. और मैं चाहूंगा कि कम से कम आप हमारी अपलाइन ये सबके, हमारी टीम के आप ट्रेनर है, हेड ट्रेनर है इंडिया के, तो कम से कम 15 दिन में एक बार आप आके हमें अलग अलग टॉपिक पे जरूर ट्रेनिंग करें, तो निश्चित तौर पे हम लोग को बहुत उससे बेनिफिट मिलेगा. तो
और हम उसको ट्रांसलेट भी कर लेंगे, नो वरी, है ना, बिकॉज डेफिनेटली आई वुड लाइक टू.
अभी जैसे क्या हमने तो थोड़ा स्मार्ट वर्क करा कि इसको स्क्रीन शेयर करके रख लिया, अब हम अपने हिसाब से कंटेंट नहीं, अब हिंदी में हम उसको समझा देंगे हमारी टीम को, तो ये बहुत अच्छा डुप्लीकेट होगा। और कम्युनिकेशन बहुत ही रियल है, और कई पॉइंट है जो हमें पहली बार ही समझ में आया, मुझे भी आज के बाद, मैं 17-18 साल से हूँ, लेकिन कोई चीज, कोई ऐसे मेरे कंटेंट, ऐसे पॉइंट मुझे आज मिले हैं जो मैंने पहले कभी कहीं सुना नहीं था, ना कहीं पढ़ा था, ना कहीं देखा था। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू। ओवर टू मैडम।
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
अभी हमारे we have some leaders. You have time now? You're not.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah.
you're not in hurry. Okay.
No,
So
no,
I would
no.
like to
Tonight I'm
call
not traveling.
हर्षल त्रिवेदी, because जैसा माहौल रहता ना, we always वैसे हम हो जाते हैं. So yes, Mr. Harshal, come on this stage and you just have your own input also here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And I am attending this training for the second time. Already I've attended one of your training, same training, communication training. And this is the best part I found out of this is that up and down approach. And
Yes.
I do follow that approach. Basically today I was very low. So I talk to my upline. And when I'm super fired up, I give trainings to my network. So that is what I do. And the best part is that we should connect to our network on a weekly basis. That is very important. And we are following the approach. And the thing is that, yes, we have some good trainers like you in Vestige. So I think we are into the best system and we need to follow our uplines and our mentorship. That's it. Thank you so much. And already I've asked for your BLC for Nagpur. So if you have time, so give us the time for Nagpur also. I've already talked to Nitin for that.
Yeah, I'll talk to Sachin and we'll plan.
And here I definitely मेरे टीम को बताना चाहूंगी कि इनका VLC काफी कहते हैं ना कि ऑन डिमांड होता है, और मुंबई में इनका VLC होने वाला है जुलाई. What date, exact date?
No, ma'am, July because of
Sorry.
Incredible India offer, we are moving to August.
ओके. तो इतना ऑन डिमांड होता है कि वो अभी ना पोस्टपोन हो रहा है, बट डेफिनेटली मुझे लगता है कि अगस्त में तो हो ही जाएगा, तो डेट विल बी अनाउंस सून. ठीक है, तो चलिए वेरी क्विकली हम यहाँ पे आगे बढ़ते हैं और हमारे हिरेन दादा वाले जी के यहाँ पे पहुंचते हैं सूरत में. यस सर.
थैंक यू सो मच ज्योति जी और प्रणव जी, बहुत ही बेहतरीन सेशन आपने दिया है. हम इंग्लिश में बोल तो नहीं सकते, लेकिन आपने जो बोला काफी हद तक हम समझ पाए हैं, और आपकी इंग्लिश जो है वो समझो ना कि हम लोग अंडरस्टैंड कर पाए हैं. बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स जो आपने बताए वो सारे हमने लिखे हुए यहाँ पर. एक लीडर्स के अंदर क्या क्वालिटीज होनी चाहिए, क्या मतलब उसको फॉलो करना चाहिए, क्योंकि कई बार अननोइंगली लीडर्स करते हैं वो सारी चीज फॉलो, बट जब वो चीज पता होती है कि मुझे ये फॉलो करना है और ये मैं कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ, तब उनका जो कहते हैं ना कॉन्फिडेंस जो होता है ना, वो कुछ अलग ही होता है. सो बहुत ही बेहतरीन आपने बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स बताए. जैसे आपने बताया कि आपकी कोई भी इवेंट हो, आपकी कम से कम 6 विर्द के अंदर के लोग होने चाहिए, जो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है. क्योंकि कहते हैं ना कि आप अगर 6 लाइनों से अगर 10-10 लोगों को भी लेकर के जाते हैं तो 60 लोगों का अगर 2 घंटे का मीटिंग है तो 120 घंटे का काम हो जाता है. सो बहुत ही बेहतरीन चीज आपने बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स बताए और बिल्कुल 100% हम लोग फॉलो करेंगे. सो थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू सर.
टू मैम.
यस सर, थैंक यू सो मच. आगे यहाँ पे बढ़ते हैं, हमारी एक और फीमेल लीडर छत्तीसगढ़ से गिरिजा प्रताप. यस
जी मैम. गुड मॉर्निंग मैम.
मॉर्निंग.
गुड मॉर्निंग प्रणव जी. यस
Morning,
मैम. रियली मैम, सर का बहुत ही शानदार सेशन रहा, और जितने भी पॉइंट सर ने बताया, अगर एक नेटवर्कर्स को इस पॉइंट्स को अगर फॉलो करते तो डेफिनेटली एक हेल्दी नेटवर्क हम बना सकते हैं. और रही बात जो कम्युनिकेशन अपलाइन एंड डाउनलाइन की, तो ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. हम अक्सर क्या करते हैं, हम रोते रहते हैं और अपने डाउनलाइन से वो चीजें शेयर करते हैं, और यही हमारे नेटवर्क को बिगाड़ने का काम करता है. तो बिल्कुल डेफिनेटली अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो अपलाइन से बात करें, क्योंकि अपलाइन वो उस प्रॉब्लम को फेस करके आगे जा चुके हैं, वो आपको बेहतर सोल्यूशन देंगे, ना कि आपकी डाउनलाइन. और आप अपने डाउनलाइन से अगर इस तरीके से बात करेंगे, नेगेटिव बात करेंगे, तो डेफिनेटली वो बहुत ज्यादा उस नेगेटिविटी को अपने डाउनलाइन में डाउन में बताएगा. तो इससे हमारा नेटवर्क बिगड़ेगा और हम कहीं ना कहीं प्रॉब्लम में आएंगे. तो सुपर्ब सेशन सर, थैंक यू सो मच. बहुत ही बढ़िया सेशन रहा, सारे पॉइंट बहुत ही शानदार रहे. मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट लेके रखा है, और डेफिनेटली जैसे कि बोला ना कि कॉपी करना हमारे बिजनेस का रूल्स है, तो हम कॉपी जरूर करेंगे सर. थैंक यू सो मच.
ओके, ग्रेट ग्रेट। बिफोर आगे बढ़ने से पहले, बिकॉज कुछ ही मिनटों में हम अपने सेशन को यहाँ एंड करेंगे, बट एंड करने से पहले एक हैबिट को हमें फॉलो करना है। तो मैं आप लोगों से कहना चाहूंगी कि आपके आसपास कोई भी हेल्थ प्रोडक्ट हो, सबली स्प्रे हो, मिनरल्स हो, व्हाटएवर, मेरे सामने अभी मिनरल्स है, ठीक है, मैंने रख लिया है, तो एक गिलास पानी रख लो या कैप्सूल रख लो, व्हाटएवर रख लो। तो हम मीटिंग के एंड के पहले हम कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग के चलते हम एक ही साथ एक ही समय पे हम प्रोडक्ट का कंजम्पशन करेंगे, ठीक है। आगे बढ़ते हैं यहाँ पे हमारे मुंबई की लीडरशिप की ओर, रमेश मौर्य जी। यस,
गुड मॉर्निंग मैम, गुड मॉर्निंग।
मॉर्निंग, वेरी वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग।
प्रवीण जी, गुड मॉर्निंग।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग।
मैं, आप इंग्लिश में बोल रहे थे बट हम उसको हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करके समझ रहे थे। बहुत ज्यादा मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाऊंगा, बट बहुत अच्छा सेशन आपने दिया है और हम डिमांड करते हैं कि आगे भी आप ऐसे ही कुछ हमारे लिए लेके आते रहिए। और बहुत बढ़िया लगा आपका ये सेशन सुन के। थैंक यू सर।
वेरी गुड, थैंक यू सो मच। आगे बढ़ते हैं एक और मुंबई लीडरशिप की ओर, कलंदर खान जी। यस, ओवर टू यू। आपको मैंने को होस्ट किया है, आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए।
Yes, good morning, ma'am.
वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग।
Good morning for yes, प्रवीण सर को हमने VLC में सुना था लास्ट टाइम जो मुंबई में हुआ था, और आज का जो सेशन था उसमें बहुत सारे पॉइंट हमारे को रिकलेक्ट हुए। मतलब ये कहीं ना बाली सर से सुने हुए थे, और कुछ बातें है ना बाली सर वाली लग रही थी, मतलब इनसे इनके मुंह से जो लग रही थी, तो वो ऐसे लग रहा था कि बाली सर बोल रहे हैं उसके अंदर कुछ लाइन्स भी जो ऐसी लग रही। तो प्रवीण सर बहुत बढ़िया आपका सेशन रहा, और ज्योति मैडम थैंक्स इसके लिए, और आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि और एक बार ऐसा सेशन प्रवीण सर का हो। तो थैंक यू सो मच।
यस यस, हम बारी बारी कराते रहेंगे। और लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, यहाँ पे हम एक और हमारी यहाँ पे फीमेल लीडरशिप है, भोपाल से योगिता राजनकर जी। यस योगिता, आप ये कर लीजिए, अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए।
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir. And thank you very much for today's session. Actually, sir, after listening to today's session, I feel that I am very lucky that because I am in the right platform. Because lucky का definition मेरे लिए ये है कि today I am in the right platform with the right people and at the right place. So it's very very much thank you for today's session. And as I have seen your listen your session in the beginning, I feel that I did the same thing in the beginning when I feel upset or nervous or someone said me no. That time I don't think to do any other things. I just follow my upline. My upline is here only, that Mr. Suresh Srivastava sir. So I really thank you to him also for joining me in this platform, and I just call him up and feel very happy. I just I'm the downline that I always try to irritate my upline, and because mostly people do not receive the calls of upline, but I usually irritate my upline. If he will not call me 2-3 days, I have the big list of questions. Sometimes he says also that मैम पहले मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, but I have the big list every time. So one more thing I like in this session, that the definition of CEO, the new meaning you have recognized that Chief Encouraging Officer. That it's really nice. We'll follow that. And उसका meaning और एक जो आपने बताया कि yes, it is very good that no one wants to fall down. If we recognize his progress or his we appreciate some efforts of downline, no one will fall down again, and it will be a very good thing. So thank you very much for this note, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good, very good summarization. You have done very well, and definitely अभी आपने upline की बात की, तो मैं कहना चाहूंगी your upline, Mr. Srivastava sir, you always follow one rule, appreciation. You always tell me, Yogita, he's that and this. मतलब it's like most of the things our leaders always follows, है ना? So that is the very important aspect. So thank you so much. Aage one more call will take one of our Mumbai leader, Sujata Setti ji. Yes, आप unmute कर लीजिए मैम.
Yes, very good morning, Jyoti ma'am. And Pranav sir, it was a delight to hear you for the second time. We are always looking forward for your trainings. And today's was, it was an amazing session. In fact, we always, I relate to these things because, as I mean to say, we need appreciation, whenever, you should appreciate your downlines. And as you said, you need to be always, ready to take that call also. And, overall, the session was very nice, very informative. And we are surely looking out for another session very soon, I think. And it was very simple, the presentation was so simple, I think everyone would have related it. Thank you so much once again, Jyoti ma'am, for having this.
Sure,
I
sure,
won't take
definitely.
much time because it's getting late. And Pranav sir, once again, thank you so much. Looking forward for your session.
No, not it's getting late. I said yes, thank you. Whatever you're saying, it is absolutely correct.
Yes, and Pranav sir is always, a delight to hear. And as we had attended his BMC and looking forward to attend again the second time. So we are always eager to hear and learn many more things from him. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I must say we used to have, monthly one session so that our team will also, speak up in English so that they will also, improve a lot. है ना हर्षल? ऐसे माहौल it's very important so that हमारे leadership कितने ये है देखो expert है. We doesn't know कि हमारे टीम में भी वो क्वालिटीज छिपी हुई है. ठीक है. सो चलिए, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. तो हम इस सेशन को एंड करेंगे एंड ऑब्वियसली सभी को हम यहाँ पे ले नहीं पाएंगे बिकॉज हम लोग ऑलमोस्ट 90 मिनट्स के पार हो चुके हैं. सो सेशन को हम यहाँ पे भारी दिल से एंड करेंगे, बट बिफोर दैट थोड़ा सा एनर्जी हम ले लेते हैं. सो सब अपने अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को यहाँ पे ले लीजिए बिकॉज ये हैबिट हमें फॉलो करनी है, करानी है, बिकॉज कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग पे हम सबको काम करनी है. तो आप लोग भी जब भी कोई शॉर्ट अपनी पर्सनल मीटिंग कर रहे हो, ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन व्हाटएवर, ठीक है, तो एक टाइम पे डिसाइड कर लो, प्रोडक्ट्स आप ले लो जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे लिया है. यू कैन ऑल्सो हैव इट इफ यू हैव इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. यस, बिकॉज दिस हैबिट इज, मुझे पता है सभी लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है सब नहीं लेते, बट ये हैबिट हमें एकदम कोर में लेके डालना है सो दैट जो कंजम्पशन है रेशियो वो बढ़े, बिकॉज हमारा जो बैकबोन है वो प्रोडक्ट्स है. ठीक है, तो चलिए 1 2 3 पे. कलंदर जी आपने फास्ट किया, इतना जल्दी रेस में दौड़ रहे हो आप. चलो 1 2 and 3 लेट्स हैव इट. ये हम मिनरल लेते हैं CMD. ओके ओके,
चीयर्स.
ओके, चीयर्स. तो ये मिनरल्स एक पार्ट है, बट वी हैव सो मेनी अदर वेरिएशन जहाँ पे हमारे पास हेल्थ प्रोडक्ट्स है, हमारे पास विटामिन है, हमारे पास सबली स्प्रे है, ठीक है, कैप्सूल भी है, सबली स्प्रे भी है, एंड देन प्रोटीन्स है. सो ये सारे प्रोडक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन में आप जरूर लीजिए. सो फ्रॉम हियर आई थिंक हमने आज एक सक्सेसफुल सेशन किया एंड सभी टीम से मैं कहना चाहूंगी एक ट्रायल था. ठीक है, ट्रायल पे हमने इसको रन किया, बट आई थिंक ये काफी इंफॉर्मेटिव भी है. सो इनके प्रेजेंटेशन काफी इंसाइटफुल होते हैं, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट. सो बारी बारी डेफिनेटली हम इनको बुलाएंगे और साथ ही साथ हमारे टीम में भी थोड़ा सा और ब्रशअप हो जाएगा और जो अंदर का जो छुपा हुआ जो क्या कहते हैं एक्सपर्ट वो बाहर निकलेगा. बिकॉज आई हैव सीन हियर सो मेनी, हमारी टीम में कितने एक्सेलेंसी है, ठीक है, नॉलेज है, बट वो नहीं बाहर निकालते. तो हम लोग इनका सेशन एक एक लेंगे बीच बीच में. हाँ हर्षल, ठीक है, सो दैट एवरीवन विल टॉक इन इंग्लिश, वी वॉक इन इंग्लिश, वी डू बिजनेस इन इंग्लिश. ठीक है, एंड देन इंटरनेशनल कंट्री में जाने के लिए काफी इजी रास्ता हम सब बना सकते हैं. यस
यस,
100%. Okay.
Yes.
So once again, Pranav, Praveen ji, thank you so much, and we hope we'll meet soon, very soon. ठीक है?
Sure, ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Good
you so
night.
much.
Thank you.